All right, y'all. We got some major developments here. Now, if y'all would like more market analytical videos based on the manga industry, be sure to check out that Patreon because I dropped something the other day over there and a bunch of other things. So don't forget, we still got the coffee special going. If you'd like a paid review, that would be $35, right? If you'd like a 24-hour crash course, that'll be $100. But anyway, today I was sent this by one of the bros in our Patreon group chat, and yeah, so the time has come. I've been saying that we're going to the dark ages, and well, here we are, right? This is one example, right, where this manga artist has decided that she's going to open an OnlyFans, right? And I have other examples here where hentai artists are complaining about one of the biggest hentai platforms in Japan is now suffering from censorship, and it's moving towards more live action corn material instead of illustrated material by human illustrators. Now, I'm saying this because it coincides with what I said before, because you're gonna see one hentai artist mention it too. How at the end of the day, I haven't spoken about it publicly yet, but OnlyFans is a giant mob infested money laundering scheme, right? The women that you see who claim to be earning $5 million or $13 million, that's not their money. That is the money of their pimp. It is the money of that specific network, right? It's now her money. She gets a percentage. She doesn't even have a house. She lives in a whorehouse, right? There are whorehouses established everywhere around the U.S., but particularly in Miami, parts of Texas, and obviously California, right? And so a lot of these women are not rich at all. They only get a percentage, right? They're used as fronts, as I keep saying, they're used as fronts, and it makes it look like there's a million simp men who are paying for these women to be millionaires. That's actually not true. All that money is coming from them crooks and real mafia kings moving money around. Because I've said before that when a massive amount of money is moving, it has to be announced, it has to be stated as to like this is how much money was moved, and it was moved through this platform. And this platform, it is possible to generate this amount of money. It's all a scam. It's exactly what BlackRock is doing with the manga industry, right? They're using these establishments that have been hollowed out, right? That have been hollowed out as fronts, right? Manga artists themselves have become cheap whores, right? They've become cheap whores, right? And the manga establishments have become whorehouses where you just paid enough to buy groceries, barely staying alive. And I'm talking about convenience store level groceries, bro. I'm not talking about the whole shebang with a damn trolley. I'm just talking about you buy your 2 eggs for breakfast with a coffee, and then for lunch you're gonna buy your curry and rice, and then for dinner you're gonna buy some ramen, and that's it, right? 3 basic meals a day. That's some whole house captive action. So what we have here now is that there's a massive transitioning happening, and I've said this 1,000 times that we're in a critical moment in human history where there's a mass transitioning phase taking place right now. We're entering into the fourth industrial revolution, but at the same time, it's actually regressing humanity backwards 1,000 years. Though there's technology, electricity, and all that, well, human behavior is regressing. People are more retarded. They don't have critical thinking. They are becoming deaf, dumb, and blind as they were in the Middle Ages, right? And so, here we are. People who have skills and talent are being sabotaged. They're not being rewarded accordingly. It's unfair. It's this, and that. But oh well. So now we have this manga artist whom I find I don't really call people ugly, but my God, bro, this woman is ugly. I think it's the nose. It doesn't even look like a real nose. Like, anyway, this ugly woman is now going to be taking her clothes off for OnlyFans. So it says here the author of Hinaku Note opens her OnlyFans. The creator of blah 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 surprised her community by launching her profiles on Japanese subscription platforms with a completely unexpected twist. Mitsuki revealed that the main content of her accounts on Fantasia and canned fans, something like Japanese OnlyFans, will not focus on illustrations but on exclusive content featuring herself. She swapped the manga pages for the camera lens. Yeah, imagine a guy doing this, right? Imagine I tell you guys right now that, guys, times are tough, man. There's nothing I can do. Bloody hell is not bringing in enough money, man. I gotta be a gigolo. I gotta go get me some sugar mamas who gonna pay for my light bill, who gonna buy me the next video game, who gonna buy me lunch. I gotta use what I got, you know. I'm tall. I got a good hairline, you know. I got that jawline. So the best thing I can do is go for them sugar mamas. Imagine a guy does that. Imagine if I did that. I would be hang out to dry. Like, nigga, we believed in you. How could you? You gonna leave everything behind just because you're starving? Nah, bro, you gotta man up. You gotta man up. What a weird world we live in. But hey, what is this? Is this womaning up? Selling yourself? I wonder. Let's check some comments, shall we? This guy says, look, I've seen this for a while now, but her own fan box in the 10,000 yen tier, that's $100 or so. She said she suffers from auto nervous system dysfunction and needs treatment and meds. Here we go with the victim garbage. I mean, she looks anemic and malnourished, but that's probably because nothing, you know, the manga ain't selling well enough for her to have a healthy diet or enough healthy food, right? And I'm not smacking her because that's not really her fault. It's just the situation we're in right now. After the whole COVID shebang, things never went back to normal. They tried to give us the new normal instead, right? On the new Fantasia, it's the same deal. I think they've already restricted her on Fanbox. Setting aside that, yeah, she liked drawing Ichi. I think she'd also like to be able to live, to keep drawing and all that. So I don't think it hurt to support her. Nah, bro, like we ain't supporting none of this, okay? We ain't supporting none of this. But hey, be my guest of whoever who wants to do this, because she was already drawing some form of corn, right? And well, now it's not enough. And I would say the hentai market is ultra saturated. Some of the best Japanese artists alive are drawing hentai, right? It's insane. It's insane. I mean, on just the basis of technical skill, some of the best are doing it, and I get it. It usually used to bring in the most amount of money, right? But now that's changed, especially recently, ever since the worthless war in Iran, right? If you go check the Patreon, you'll notice that I read an article and dissected the fact that the indie space in Japan itself is now dwindling. It's now in trouble because of high gas prices, right? This affects everything. But a moron like Young Wavy will tell you I'm speaking in hypotheticals, right? So the doujinshi market in Japan is now severely impacted by this worthless war. And hey, it's all on purpose, right? You own nothing and be happy type thing. I just saw a news clip saying things will stabilize in 2032. Man, that's insane. So things are going to continue to go up until 2032. 6 years of all hell breaking loose. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. So let's see some more comments here. One jokes, but the truth is quite sad that they can't make a living from what they were passionate about and end up resorting to this as a lifeline. I mean, it's sad, y'all. This is the dark ages. This is the dark ages, bro. Like, I know a guy from Brazil. Now, he came from a wealthy family. I don't know what the heck his problem was, but he decided to go fight in Ukraine because he had nothing else to do. He has a YouTube channel with like 100,000 subscribers, but dude felt like nah, he wants to go help out and fight against Russia and whatnot. I'm like, bruh, that war ain't real, bro. This is all manufactured. Come on, man. Come on. What? Why? Dude made up a story to justify his actions, to feel as if he's in some greater service. Like he saw people get blown to bits. He got his thumb jacked up, and I'm like, well, you really are lucky that only your thumb got jacked, bro, while your friends got blown to pieces. But that's the thing right now. In the dark ages, men wanted to justify their lives, and the easiest way to do that was to go fight for your king, right? Fight for your nation. And women just needed to survive, and there were all kinds of brothels that were opened up around the damn villages and cities. So today we have modern brothels that are your digital brothels, like your OnlyFans, like your Subscribe Star, like your Canned Fans, all kinds of different platforms that serve as digital brothels. And it's not normal guys like me and you who are paying to subscribe to see some chick naked. Like, who the hell pays to see a woman naked? Go to Instagram, they're all naked, right? They're all naked. So why the hell are you going to pay for that? Twitter itself has all kinds of naked stuff to the hardcore max. So I don't know who these people are who are paying, but there are no normal people paying, right? It's all fronts. It's all fronts, right? For money laundering and so on. No real person is, I don't believe normal dudes are paying. I guess you have to just be curious as to like, hey, I know her. We were in the same class. She has an OnlyFans. Let me pay. I want to see what she's doing. Oh, she's with Bradley and Martin, Melvin, and Mr. Roscoe. Damn, she going all the way in. Oh well, okay. She's a skeezer for real. Bye. You ain't gonna keep paying for that. You were just curious because she was in your class. You're like, wonder what happened. Let's see what she's doing. Melvin and Roscoe's over there, right? So this is the Dark Ages, and during the time of the Dark Ages, society was operating under feudalism in a way, right? So unfortunately, the structures of how it used to be and how it's going to be is not going to be the same. Because back then you had the peasants and you had the merchants and you had the nobles and then you had the royal family. I think I missed one particular class. However, if you and I were to classify as merchants, us who are supplying material, supplying product, we're being undercut. We're being replaced by AI. We're being replaced. Imagine the royal family buying out the entire merchant class, saying, all your stuff belongs to us now because you're selling within our land. That's what Bezos is basically doing. That, listen, all your books that are on my platform belong to me. and I can change whatever I want using AI. It's the exact same thing that Global Comics is doing. All your books and comics that are on Global Comics, the AI machine can change your stories, right? They bought you out. They own your stuff, right? Same thing with Twitter. Elon Musk gave the green light so that any of your illustrations can be edited using Grok. You know, so the Grok AI. So that's where we are right now. And the best way to survive is having your own platform. But I guess too many people are too slow. There is no way that things are going to get better for you. It's just going to keep getting tighter, right? So let's see. This guy says, I hope you don't take it as spam, but if you see the comment, this is the site to support her. In fact, I wonder if YouTube, there won't be too much spice here where YouTube says, no, yes, I'm over 18. Okay, will it translate? I post naughty videos and photos and illustrations. Okay, yeah, all right. Let's see, what else do they say? That mangaka turned out to be a whore. I know what I said sounds offensive, but it's what almost all women end up doing. Um, what women end up doing, it's disappointing. In this day and age, yeah. Yeah, in the old days, they had to do it, right? They had to do it in the old days. That's the only way to survive. Today, even before times got tough, it was made popular to do it, right? You got rewarded, you got praised, and positive attention for being a whore. Now, because there's been an acceptance, a general acceptance that being a slut is the best thing ever. Remember Amber Rose, Kanye West's ex-girlfriend in the slut walk, right? It's much easier for women to be like, you know what, I'm gonna be a whore now. No one's really gonna judge me. In fact, they might be happy for me because they're gonna get to see my butt, right? And that's very much so the case. Only a few guys will be like, oh, come on, woman. Did you really have to go that far? And then you, who would say such a thing, would be called a hater, an incel, a whatever. So, what a shame. How is she sick and has no choice because of the medication? So, if she has an autoimmune disorder or something, I don't know how she's going to be doing anything on camera if she's going to have dudes, circling her. I don't know. But anyway, that's enough of these comments because there's a lot. Let's go to this one hentai artist. He says right here, all your illustrations, all of you illustrators active on Fantasia, which is this platform right here, try logging out once on the login screen. The first thing that pops up big and bold is a cosplayer's photo. After logging in, the top is lined with a whole row of banners, all of them live action stuff. Where's the manga, the illustrations? Where's this? Where? This is what that company's answer. What? This is that company's answer. We illustrators are just a nuisance to them. They are turning everything into a mass brothel, right? Real illustrator, creative people, yeah, we're being cast aside because there's AI and there's enough young, dumb hoes that are gonna take everything off and shake it. And they're gonna believe that all those comments they get are actually real people and not real people. They're not real people. It's some damn bots, some obviously funded CIA operatives over there, and it's not real. But unfortunately, they believe it's real. Ugh, what a shame. And then let's check out this comment here. Um, let's see. Okay, this guy says, I felt it intensely with that Fantasia incident, but I really don't want the era of live action corn to arrive. No matter how you struggle, it will absolutely, inevitably become a 1000% money maker for organized crime. That's right. That's what I've been saying. This whole thing is just one massive criminal operation. Honestly, bro. Honestly, we don't see good guys win no more. Like the ending of The Boys, head over to Patreon to get that video, right? There were never any good guys on The Boys, right? It's just bad people killing bad people. That's all you ever see. There isn't even any type of nuance where there's a challenging of what you perceive to be good. It's just monsters killing monsters now. Savagery, right? So I say that because right now we're only seeing bad people keep winning. We don't see heroes anymore. If there is a hero like what's her face from Star Wars, the latest Star Wars movies, Rey, she magically just can beat a Sith Lord and do all those Jedi powers willy-nilly, but she's been living in the desert all her life. That's symbolic to our reality that 99% of all women are just given things. They don't have to work for it. They don't have to train. And we call BS on that because it's like, wait, but you have to train to get somewhere. This is no longer even inspiring. You just get stuff on a silver platter, because we know as dudes, you don't just get stuff on a silver platter. Then he continues, to put it more strongly, live action corn becomes a beachhead for organized crime to aggressively infiltrate otaku subculture. Too late, bro. Too late. It's all been infiltrated already. It's too late. It's jacked. It's over. It's completely over. I truly believe manga and anime is dead right now. Fully. It's dead. It's gone. Goodbye. That idiot Boichi, right? That idiot Boichi is out here talking that bull crap, writing new complaining threads about we are entering a downward spiral and the future of manga is yada 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 yada. And I'm like, dude, shut the F up. Let me try and find it. Because Boichi turned down $20 million. Wait a minute, didn't I save it? Oh, here he is. This is the first one. Boichi turned down $20 million, right? He was offered $20 million to save, quote unquote, save the manga industry, to build a school, and he turned it down because he said he's a giver. He's not a leader. This is all complete nonsense over here. And I wrote over here, you said you were offered millions of dollars to actually do something about fixing this decline, but you declined the offer for absurd reasons. You wasted money on Steve. None of us know who Steve is, but he's always spoken about him as if we know, right? And now you sit and complain about this downward spiral that you could have stopped if you took the offer. Coward. But hey, he's a PSYOP agent. He's a PSYOP agent. All these figures, they got a bag, bro. They got a bag to make people express some form of lamentation of what's being lost, but do nothing about it. Let us all lament, lament, lament. Let's make a culture of lamentations. Let's write our own modern lamentations book, like in the Bible. You know, in the Bible, there's the book Lamentations. Come on, man. Come on. I'm the only one saying you got to do your own thing. Like, create your own platform. be consistent. But I guess mother suckers really can't do that because all along they've been so dependent on the establishments doing things for them. Like, sorry, the establishments are compromised. They've been bought out, right? They are now fronts for organized crime, bro. All of them. So now, and to make things worse, most of the entire fan base, so-called fan base of anime and manga, they are not true fans or real consumers of the story. They're just people who gathered around what is flashy in that season. So like Witch Hat Alteria, well, the season's ended, radio silence. Nobody even remembers it, right? But they were saying it's the greatest anime, one of the greatest animes ever made based on how good the animation was. This is some dark age garbage. You know, in the dark ages or even 1700s, normies were never allowed to go into galleries, bro. Because art, all art in general, it has to be protected. It should never be sold to normies. That's the issue. The high class, the princesses, prince and nobles in Japan in the old days, what did they do in their free time? They created art. They wrote poetry. Art and poetry is not for normies. It's not meant to really be consumed as if it's some popcorn. But now, because it was reconfigured to be that, it has lost its value. Now dumbasses can go into galleries like those retards Stop the Oil, right? Who go and vandalize paintings that are 400 years old. I mean, come on. I've never seen such self-sabotage of this level, bro. A global level of self-inflicted sabotage. We're in the dark ages where, and it's going to be worse than the dark ages because obviously now with the male-female division, girls see guys as, well, you don't have no money, so what are you going to do for me? Guys be like, wait, so you only care about the money? Then I don't like you. And a brave enough girl will say, I never liked you. I like what you could give me. Life is an exchange, boy. Get with the program. So many guys grew up with that belief that it's all about the love. She gotta like you, right? Few got lucky and found somebody that liked them like that, right? And then you have something healthy. But most people, that's not the case, right? And it can start off for 6 years, y'all like each other, and then on the 10th year, divorce papers. So it's gonna be worse because when they bring in that AI booty bot, all right, the actual physical AI booty bot, I don't think guys are gonna buy that, to be honest. I think dudes are just gonna become asexual. There are cases already right now. They say young people, Gen Alpha, they would rather talk to their AI friends than to talk to their real friends. They're not interested in really getting a girlfriend like that. So, because they don't know what to do. What's the point of getting a girlfriend if you can't marry? And you can't marry because you don't have money to raise a family. You see? So, the actual requirements, the thing that's been driving human populations has now been removed, right? You had kids so the kids could take care of you when you were old, but now there's medical care, right? You don't need them anymore. So slowly but surely, this is part of social evolution where we're like, we don't need each other anymore. In fact, we can't stay in the same house for more than 5 hours. Yeah, so it is going to be worse. But going back to this whole manga situation, we have idiots like Boichi who are just lamenting, and now we have manga artists, female manga artists, who are just taking off them clothes, It's sad to see, real sad to see, but you gotta make your own platform. Sure, building up an audience is not gonna be easy, and you gotta have the right personality. Otherwise, people don't care about you like that. That's why I said this is gonna be survival of the truest, right? Because in the Dark Ages, the monks who went to go like do those manuscripts, right? Painted those nice pages, created those manuscripts in the monastery. Yeah, that's pretty much us right now. Not going to be us. It's already us, bro. It's already us. Right? You might as well just shave your head right at the top and look like one of those monks in medieval Europe right now. Wear them robes, bruh, and just accept your fate. Okay? So there's no more real hype around manga and anime. It's not real, it's not genuine. It's not real, it's not genuine. I also believe the Bleach hype is fake. Honestly, with the budget they have, it should have looked better than what it does. Based on the recent trailers, it should have looked way better than what it does. The character designs, I'm sorry, but they're off. The psychedelic neon colors, I'm sick and tired, bro. I don't know why Kubo approved that. He approved that psychedelic type of rendering and dude, psychedelic lighting. I'm like, no. Bleach never needed that. It had so much atmosphere without all these neon colors, bro. So unfortunately, if you ask me, everything that is coming out now is automatically jacked, even if they are adapting something that was good. So I don't believe this genuine hype whatsoever anymore. And look, there's thousands of guys making videos complaining about what's happening, but they do jack shit about it. So I don't like seeing that what? Most people prefer to just hear somebody complain and do nothing about it. People are upset that I can mention the problems, but I actually do something about it. And you hate me for it. It's crazy. It's as if they all do want everybody to be at the bottom of the barrel. We're all in this together. We're all equally poor. We're all going to be eating grasshoppers. Nah, bro, I don't want to be eating grasshoppers. I really don't. But this truly now cements the end of Japanese manga. Because here's Boichi talking about it. Right? In fact, let's read what he has to say then. This is part 2 of his bull crap. He says, now then, wouldn't it be wonderful if things could simply continue remaining where you are forever? I was one of the people who predicted the V-shaped recovery driven by digitalization. But as time passed and the pandemic era arrived, I began saying something different. If we do not prepare for the next era, we will begin descending the spiral. You know what this sounds like, bruh? Do you know what this sounds like? It sounds like the damn ANC government right here in South Africa. Legit, every politician, every municipality leader or minister, they say the same thing. We need to do this. We need to start. We need. Nigga, since 2005. Since 2005, when the electrical grid here was starting to suffer because of a growing population, they didn't expand their electrical grid systems. They didn't build new power stations. Nope, just one. They kept talking about we need to increase the electrical supply for the growing population. 21 years later, they saying the same bullshit. This is the mind of a third world retard. That's Boichi for you. But this mother effer's from South Korea, a first world country, and he's living in Japan, first world country. How in the hell did he develop this jungle mindset? If we do not prepare, Boichi, they gave you $20 million. They gave you $20 million to fix this, and your dumb ass decided that, nah, that's just not me. Then shut the F up, Boichi. He can't shut the F up. Because nowhere in this world does eternal growth exist. Growth eventually stops. There may be a period where things appear to remain stable, but after that, decline begins again, just as it did in the Japanese manga market after 1997. Everything reaches a peak and it falls. Of course, rise and fall, the duality of existence. Nothing can grow forever, right? Can something stay down forever? It's easier for something to stay down forever. I would say so. And in fact, something staying down seems to be the norm. Now more than ever, things will stay down for the longest. Maybe 2,000 years, right? 2,000 years in the gutter. Because Europe was in the gutter for, basically 2,000 years. About 1,500. No, 1,600, right? When the age of the Enlightenment came, it kind of jacked up things morally a little bit, jacked up things mystically. Without mysticism, life is very empty because life is so literal. And if life is very literal, humans can't cope. So nothing stays stable forever, but nothing can stay at the bottom forever. The only difference is, the only reason that Europe went down was because Rome went down. What escalated it going down was that idiot East Roman Emperor Justinian pillaging and destroying all the contents that built Rome to begin with, because he was so Christianized, right? So everything out of the Christian perspective, worldview, it had to be burnt to the ground, accelerating the Dark Ages arrival. So, but after the Great Black Plague, a lot of people were disillusioned that how could God let us die? What did we do, right? The institution of the Catholic Church was severely affected by that. And a lot of oligarchs who made deals with the church were like, look, this is some bullcrap. The people are disillusioned. We are going to now establish a new institution outside of the church. And from there, that's when the Renaissance started coming up. They started funding people who still had knowledge of Rome, classical stuff, right? They funded that. And they hid behind the church. If you see that picture of the Last Supper, right? That's not actually Jesus. They hide behind the image of Jesus, right? That was Dionysus, right? The supper of Dionysus, or the feast of Dionysus. That was a classical expression of ancient Greek culture, religion, hidden behind Christian imagery. Right? That's what happened. So now, I'm saying that because in order for there to be a rise, oligarchs must fund it. There's no such thing of something just rising. No, because in my case, if the world was fair and decent, somebody would have funded me with $2 billion right now, and I would have fixed everything. I cannot rise on my own. I stay where I am because this is all that I can reach. So in order to extend the reach, I need to be funded. But now we have oligarchs who are funding the decline. So unfortunately, for those who think there will be a renaissance soon, no, it's not going to happen. This is not some grand prophecy. Anyone can predict it. It is simply the standard distribution curve. It is common sense. And yet, the key players in the Japanese manga industry failed to capitalize on the opportunity created by the pandemic era. Why didn't you tell them? Why didn't you say anything? What took you so long? Like, for real, this guy saw the problems writing on the walls. He's in the industry, but basically made no attempt to sway things. Yeah. The Japanese manga industry did not seize it. The Korean webtoon industry did not seize it. American comics and many emerging players from other countries did not seize it either. All of us in the comics world stood still like giant rocks. No, mother effer, you stood still. Speak for yourself. This guy's, once again, Boichi is an agent, right? He's an operative. So he is greatly on the side of institutions and governments funding your comic career. And if that's the case, well, let's go to North Korea. All right? Let's go back to the Soviet Union. So we can draw and illustrate comics strictly for propaganda's sake of how Mao is so good and how wonderful Stalin is. Let's go back to World War II. Just creating propaganda comics. Of course, the establishments were not going to seize the moment. It was part of the plan, and they were bought out. They were bought out, but this dude really is not considering that fact. All of us in the comics world you stood like a giant rock. Even when they offered you 20 million, you stood still like a giant rock. I even heard people in Japan say, I just want things to keep going like this forever. Those words shocked me and filled me with despair because to me, they sounded like a prediction of the decline of manga itself. See, even Boichi knows. Everybody knows. Manga's dead right now. Forget decline. It's dead. Okay? It's dead. New gen manga sucks ass. It sucks. It doesn't resonate with the human heart, the human spirit. But then again, how can it when the modern human's heart is now of a damn sociopath? Is now so against going beyond. Right? They just want to be hyped up. Yeah, bro, it just got to be pretty. And then I'll care about the story. No, you won't care about the story, nigga. You can't even remember what you read or what you watched. You don't care about substance. There is no such thing as continuing forever exactly as things are. And then from 2024 to 25, the Korean webtoon market stagnated and began to decline. The growth of the global comics market also showed to a halt. In 2025, the growth of the Japanese manga market stopped as well, as the spiral in Vagabond and the standard distribution curve both teach us. After a brief pause, decline begins. Yeah, welcome to the end of the world. Well, your world. I'm creating my own world. It's funny, right? Boichi said he's going to focus on drawing his manga instead of running his mouth. He's back running his mouth. What's the matter, Boichi? You're not getting enough real feedback from the garbage that you're illustrating. Your art's fantastic, but nobody reading it. So to the guy who told me we only care about the art first, then the story, I don't see you talking about Boichi's new manga, bro. I don't see people talking about Egg Gear. Egg Gear has some of the best art in manga history. Right? Nobody talking about it. They'll talk about the anime maybe. And the anime made no sense at all. But nobody talks about Egg Gear as a classic or anything. Yeah, welcome to the end of the world. Okay? Wake up and smell the coffee so that you don't sit out here working yourself to death in a dungeon, participating in these Karakawa competitions and other ridiculous competitions, trying to get in only to be overworked or replaced. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, look at this. Look at this right here. I retweeted this. This guy says 1 in 5 manga artists. Oh, this is an actual article. I'm going to have to go through that on Patreon. 1 in 5 manga artists and illustrators in Japan say AI has already cut into their income. This is exactly what I said this with Walter before the article was even written. Because Walter's neighbor is a manga artist who's experiencing exactly this. Where's my $10 million for predicting all this stuff? For bringing people on who have underground experience? So you guys want to go work for Katakawa, do you? You want to be published in Jump, do you? Well, guess what? They're going to undercut you because they're going to be using AI to compensate. Japanese manga assistants, who needs 5 of them when you can get 1 thanks to AI? In fact, who needs any of them? When now the AI machine in Jump itself can do all of that for you. Welcome to the end, right? Some have been undercut by cheap AI output. Others have had original work rejected by flawed AI detection tools. Here's how the industry is responding. Yeah. So now this just gonna leave a lot of people butt naked. Like, you all relied on so much internet hype. You all focused on what people are saying on Instagram, but when it's time to read the stuff on Global Comics or anywhere else, you don't get any views, right? You don't get any views. Let's even go to Instagram and get an example over here with this guy. Right? You guys know this. I reached out to this guy. I was like, yo, man, good stuff. How's about you come on through? He's like, yeah, sure. He never did. He decided to go to Manga Plus Creators and Global Comics, where, you know, all his stuff is being... he removed it from Global Comics? What? Now it's officially on Manga Plus Creators? Why? I wanted to show you the Global Comics one for a reason. Because in Global Comics, the amount of views he gets there is less than 20, less than 30. I want to show you guys the difference. Let me show you. Let's expose things, man. Let's hope he didn't remove it, right? Let's hope he didn't remove it on Global Comics. I want to show y'all this. So, look at all the views here. The guy knows it's all fake, right? But he needs to, because when I first came here, the page didn't work, right? It says there was an error, could not detect. But now it's back up, all right? He's got 10 chapters up here, right? For scot-free, fake views. Now let's go and see if it's still up here. Yes, it's here. Yes, it's here. Let's see. Okay, so look at this. These are the real views. 160, 200. In fact, the views did go up recently, but 0 comments. When I was here a week or 2 ago, there were far less views. I got the video evidence on the Patreon, right? So he's out here trying to maximize views, and like, here are the real views, bro. 200 people, nobody said a goddamn thing. And then let's look at his chapter 1s are always going to get more views, right? So here got 4,000 views, chapter 1. Here got 61,000 views. We all know the page count I mean, the page views are inflated here, right? Because it counts per page. So what about chapter 2 over here? 7,000. Right here, 200. So this guy knows that this is all bullshit, but he has to believe the lie. He's actually actively pursuing the lie. This is pathetic, bro. This is pathetic. It's like, yo, bruh, you want to go to these fake websites. You want to go to these fake websites instead of coming right here? We got some real hot sauce here. Here is where we are about that real manga stuff, bro. There ain't no AI here. There ain't no... You on 2 websites that have AI, that has people posting AI, and one of them, Global Comics, has an AI machine that can change your story if your story does not coincide with its terms and conditions. You are strengthening the hand that is trying to bury every artist. But this is a classic example of somebody who just cannot see beyond his overlords, who cannot see beyond the established authority in something. Who are you, Coffee? I don't see you having a budget of $10 million, so you must be nobody. No, I'm going to keep posting where there's a big budget and a big name. Okay, do you get paid? Well, no, but what? Do you like AI? No, I hate AI. Okay, but you're posting on 2 websites that use AI. Yeah, but what? But what, bro? Yeah. What? Look at this. Hide AI comics? What? I have to click a button to hide them? Oh my word. Y'all pathetic as a mob being here, bruh. You're pathetic as a mob being on Manga Plus Creators. Pathetic as a mob being on Global Comics. There's AI garbage here for days. We know it. We see it all the time. Right? We see it all the damn time. Look at this garbage. This Indian stuff, bro. Look at this, bruh. This is crazy. Chapter 91? Nigga, no, bro. And he clearly favors Manga Plus Creators more because chapter 10 has already been posted here. But here, this only still chapter 9. He favors Manga Plus because it has the appearance of more engagement. Pathetic, bro. I reiterate, pathetic, disgusting, shameful. Nobody even telling you what they like about your story or whatnot. Yeah. Well, guys, you want more breakdowns? Head over to that Patreon. We got all kinds of breakdowns over there, right? Do not be like this guy, V Rand. Don't be like Boichi, right? And don't be like the hussy who taking her clothes off because she can't sell her manga. But I'm not judging that you want to be a whore, right? Just don't tell me not to call you a whore. That's what hoes and whores do, okay? That's what they do. I'm not really going to give you no respect as to like, well, you draw manga and you're a whore. I mean, which one is it? You know, which one is it? You're just a whore now, lady. So, fine, whatever. Take it off. You know, I ain't gay. Let's see what you got. Hide your face, though, because I don't like your nose. Let's see what you got. You know, but still, you're just a whore now. And I suppose so is V-Rand. So is everybody on Global Comics and Manga Plus. You're whores too. You're whores too. They don't even, bro, you're cheap whores who don't even get paid. Right? You have nowhere else to go. You can't build your own establishment as I have. Look at this. We got a mission plan, bro. Our ultimate goal is to fight against the demoralizing, cynical modern stories. Bro, you ain't got what we got, bro. I built this because I'm serious about the craft, and this is going to be expanded, bro. You think it's going to stop here? No, I got one last pump to give when it comes to this. So, all the spectators, y'all just watching things fall apart. Oh, you're part of the problem too, really. You're part of the problem. At least I can be proud that I honestly tried to do something. I did do something. I'm working on volume 5 now. You know, I didn't just sit around and complain like Boichi and others. I didn't gaslight myself by staying on platforms that say they're in my favor, but they are clearly not. I created my own platform, got my own team, right? We write blogs up in here. We write blogs. We do. This is a monastery. Coffee Originals is a monastery. We got a shop, right? You can head on over and buy all of this over here, man. Go pick up that Phenomena, Crossblade, and Bloody Hell. Go pick it up. Pick up some merchandise. Go get a teacup, bro. Go get a teacup. Like, ay chihuahua. It is quite... I don't want to say sad, because I'm over that. It's just whatever now. I did what had to be done. And ain't nobody gonna tell me that, nah, nigga, you didn't do enough or whatnot. What did you do? You did nothing. You're on Global Comics. Yeah, head over to that Patreon, guys. All kinds of sweet goodies over there. And if you still want to review, the coffee sale is still on, so yeah.